You want to go see The Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, that movie looks like shit. Sorry.
There hasn't even been like a trailer out for it or anything yet.
Yeah, there has. It doesn't look very good. It looks like a weird take on it. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. He's my favorite. He's my
favorite person that looks like an alien.
He's one of my favorite British actors. But I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
I mean, did you what?
You dropped your fidget.
What did you think about the Lorax, the new Lorax? Did you like that movie?
The new Lorax? You mean the Lorax that's been out since like 2012?
Well, there's a one.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was all right. My name's Aware. Let it die. I like the memes about it, and I think the Lorax is funny. Funny story about that. Me and one of my old friends, we used to love
Kiss.
No, he loved the Lorax movie, but he was in Boy Scouts, and he took me to one of the Boy Scout meetings one time, and his the Boy Scout master looked like a human Lorax. Like, he had the Fu Manchu mustache and everything. The man was a human Lorax. And he, like, I remember it was time to be quiet because they were doing like the pledge or something, or it was like a moment, I don't know what it was.
Why were your shorts so far up your legs?
Because I thought it'd be funny. But,
I didn't even notice.
But yeah, like, it was a time to be quiet. He just looked at me. He looked at the Scoutmaster. He looked at me. He was like, "I speak for the trees." I thought it was really funny.
I used to do Cub Scouts.
I did too, and then I made it to Wolf rank, and then I resigned.
I stabbed a kid and I got kicked out.
Are you really?
No. What?
I wouldn't put it past you.
I mean, I do have some crazy stories from my younger days.
That like small piece of lint, it was floating. It was like literally like floating in the same position for like a minute. I was like, what?
Chris Angel?
But yeah, I made it to Wolf, and then I was dishonorably discharged for setting
Pooping
off
your
C4
pants?
in the bathroom.
Oh.
Nah,
You know the Boy Scouts is taking girls now?
What?
The Boy Scouts. you can join the Boy Scouts if you're a grill.
But that's what the Girl Scouts is for. I mean, I guess they do different things.
Obviously, the Boy Scouts are getting a lot of money, so the Girl Scouts are getting a lot more money. So they're like, the Boy Scouts are like, I've got an idea.
I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's cool and all, but why not just, instead of making it so one can join, like, why not just make two different, scouts? Like, why not just make scouts?
Scout.
Where both can join.
Well, I don't know what they do in Girl Scouts because I've never been in Girl Scouts. Never been in Boy Scouts either.
It's like, okay, so
do they work on like cooking and womanly things, or is that sexist?
There's like, I don't really want to get like political, but Grace
Boy Scouts, political Boy Scouts.
No, Grace went to the ODU campus last week for something. I don't remember why.
Oh.
And so they had a bathroom that both genders could use at the same time. It's not like one of the small like family bathrooms that just has one toilet. It's like an actual functioning bathroom that both genders could use.
I thought we were talking about Boy Scouts.
I know, but it's kind of the same thing because like girls can do one thing and guys can do, or girls can go in the guys' bathroom and guys can go in the girl. It's similar gender type talk. And as much as I'm like, okay, cool, I guess, that still feels weird to me.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Like,
well, because like everyone's always like, you can't have the woman, you can't have old guys going in the girls' bathroom and being weird. But like, who's gonna stop them?
Well, that's the thing that made me feel uncomfortable. Is like, so you went into a bathroom where there were also old men at the same time going to the bathroom in the same bathroom with you, and that makes me uncomfortable. But I mean, at the same, I'm like, how about instead of making it so everybody has to go in the same bathroom, you just make it so those people that want to go in whatever bathroom they identify with can go into that bathroom. Damn it! Like, that's way less dangerous than
that. Really does seem like
than forcing everybody to do that.
That really is causing more problems than it's helping.
It's a bad compromise. Because I mean, I support the side that people should be able to use whatever bathroom they feel comfortable identifying with. I fully support that. I love that. But like, the U.S. government apparently doesn't like that, so they make a compromise that's worse than what could actually be. Because
that really makes sense, yeah.
Having girls and guys and go in the same bathroom, like, that doesn't make me comfortable. like on either end.
Were there urinals?
Yeah, I believe so.
Interesting.
Even if there weren't, like, I guess that's a bit better if there weren't, but that's still creepy.
Yeah.
You can still have all the creepers in the world, dude.
I would definitely say that's causing more problems than it's helping.
Which, I mean, it's not like a widespread thing currently.
And it's not
only
like,
it's only in certain places.
It's not like it's not like bathrooms are like guarded by guards or anything. Like,
yeah,
like whatever. Like this whole bathroom thing was happening. I was like, so are they just gonna like they're gonna fine you if you go into the girls' bathroom if you're a dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
they
never, they never did anything about it.
I don't want people to get bent and think, oh my god, Logan doesn't support. And I'm like, no, I support transgender people and all that kind of stuff. I just think that that's a bad compromise. That's probably like the worse than what could have happened.
I definitely think that's causing more problems than it's solving.
Like, in like hearing about it, I was just like, you did what? She was like, yeah, I guess it was cool. I went to a gender neutral bathroom. I'm like, you mean a family bathroom? And she was like, no, I mean a gender neutral bathroom. I'm like, what? I didn't know that was an actual thing that people agreed on yet. I thought they were still debating about it.
I mean, I don't really care that much, but
it's cool, I guess. I'm happy for the people that are happy with it. But I don't know. It just feels weird. It's the world is weird because my dad was talking. Okay, stop. Stop. He's playing with this little thing. Okay. It was a little like
a string.
It was a little string that came off of his pants. Yeah, so I was talking with my dad the other day because it was just me and him, and he was like, "You want to go out to lunch?" And I was like, "Sure." And he was like, "Okay, let's go to Red Robin." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we went to Red Robin, and like on the way there, he was talking about like he was getting political, and I was just like, "Dad, I don't feel comfortable getting political with you," because our views are pretty different. But he was like, he started talking about like gun control and stuff like that, and he was like, you know, back when I was a kid, like it was way easier to get guns, and these kinds of things didn't happen, so it's not the guns that are the problem. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it's the people that are the problem, but you can't fix the people.
Well, that's always been something I'm very interested in, because like there's other cultures with guns, but like I want to know what the thing with our society is that causes stuff like this to happen.
I really don't know.
I think it has something to do with a lot of medication.
Possibly. Do you think it might be the media? I think the media.
Oh, I'm sure it also has something to do with that.
Influence of the media has something to do with how people view the world.
Yeah, I'm also sure it has something to do with that. But
how people,
I think a big thing is medication, because a lot of because like from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of these people like were medicated and they got off it, and then they did these bad things.
Maybe.
That's just my assumption, though. I think I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It's weird because the news is so all over the damn place nowadays that I don't keep up with it at all anymore.
Oh, I don't watch the news. My main source of news is Philip DeFranco.
I used to watch him all the time.
I love him. He seems like a nice guy.
And we
have the same birthday.
That was like back when I was like, that's when I was most informed about the world. It was when I was watching Philip DeFranco. But then I stopped watching him because like stuff just got so out of hand in the world, and I was just like, I need a break. Because like nowadays, especially with different media outlets, like on Snapchat, I'll try to get my news from Snapchat, like those like stories, because they've got like a little CNN and like a little Daily Mail and all that kind of stuff. And I just hate how it'll go from like chemical bombs were released in Syria today to Kim Kardashian's wearing what? And I'm just like, okay, I think we need to.
That really is what happens, though.
Like you literally click to the next slide and it's just like, celebrity from Game of Thrones fame Kit Harington was spotted walking with his mom, and I'm just like, who cares? And I don't know, and it's just like, it feels like every day there's something new, and I'm just like, it's so much to keep up with. Like, I don't know what's happening with Zuckerberg right now, but I know it's a big thing, and I should know about it.
I think that's actually a lot bigger than it's being played off as. That's huge.
It also doesn't affect, because I don't have a Facebook.
No, but that's like he's that this issue is causing like a ripple effect because he's like, also, and side note, the people who were like questioning him are so uninformed on how Facebook and the internet works.
Probably, yeah. That's why. Okay, that's another problem. Is like
I wasn't done, but okay.
These like these like senators and like Supreme Court justices, they serve such long terms. where like they'll get, and then they get reelected.
Supreme Court
Court
judges
is
that's
for life.
life.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, things change though. And I don't think it should be like, I don't. Maybe it should be like an election by the people.
I don't think
every couple
I don't
of
think
years.
court should be. I don't think Supreme Court should be by the people.
Yeah.
Or should be elected.
Maybe you're right, but I also don't think, because it's appointed by the president and then confirmed by the Senate, right?
Yes.
But I mean, if the president has the Senate in his pocket, it's basically just chosen by the president. I don't think that's necessarily such a good thing.
But I mean, like right now, the president doesn't have that.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in a case where it would be, that.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Thing that can happen.
Because you interrupted me.
But I feel like that these people, they serve. I'm not saying we need younger. I mean, maybe we do need younger people in our government.
Well,
but I mean, I'm saying like a lot of people, like a lot of the issues nowadays are so about things that are now that the people who are so focused on the past don't or aren't up to date.
We definitely do need younger, not really younger people in the government, but I mean, like if you look at like us and I don't know, literally anyone over the age of 40.
Mm-hmm. Very different.
We've grown up with internet, and they haven't. So like, their like entire lives are way different.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely different. It's a whole different animal.
As I was saying, there's the they were like questioning Mark Zuckerberg, and they were like this old dude was like, your terms and services should explain everything that's happening. And you should be able to opt out. And Mark Zuckerberg was like, that's what we do. And he was like, oh.
But who reads the terms of services anyway?
Well, no, it wasn't like that. It was just like, you should be able to opt out of people seeing your information. And he was like, you can. And he was like, oh.
Yeah. Can you decline the terms of service?
Well, the terms of service, not
or
like
terms. What do you like?
Terms of use or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot how it works. But point is like, I think this is being downplayed. I think it's a lot more important than it actually is, than people are like saying, because like it's nothing like this has ever happened before.
Yeah.
Nothing like internet level that's affecting your lives this much.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of course there's like hacking and everything, but this wasn't a hacking. This
even when like the only thing that I can think of that was like so akin to being this big, having to do with the internet, which happened recently, was the whole debate over net neutrality and how it got repealed. But I mean,
which
even
really
then,
wasn't even that big a deal.
That
honestly.
hasn't affected me
Yeah,
at all yet. And I don't know if it will, because I heard it was going to take a little while for it to go into full effect. But I mean, it's been what? That happened in like December.
And net neutrality,
April now.
Net neutrality didn't even exist until what, 2010?
Yeah, it didn't exist until the Obama administration. He put it in place.
Yeah, but
which it was better when he put it in place. But I mean, I don't think we're really going to see that much of it.
A lot of internet-related news that's like bad things happening are like hacking and stuff. But this wasn't even a hacking. This was like stuff that was.
I've noticed. I don't know.
Voluntary.
I don't know if it's because I'm older and I notice more things. But it feels like there was like a period in time, maybe starting 2013, 2014, when the world went to shit. It's like we went to a different reality. Because it seems like
maybe it's when the world ended in 2012.
Maybe, honestly, because like it's like
I know what you're saying though.
Reality.
I know what you're saying though.
Do you see how much more toxic people seem to be?
Yeah.
On the internet, like people's opinions are much stronger than I think they ever were.
Yeah.
People just seem to be so different now. And I don't know, maybe we shifted into some sort of alternate reality when 2012 happened. I don't know, man. But
I think you're going insane. But I am picking up what you're putting down.
And like, I don't know. It's hard to describe how different people are now to how they were when I was growing up. It feels very different. And I don't know, man.
I think the internet does have something to do with it because everybody can put their own maniacal, insane opinions out there, and you have people grasping onto it like that's like so they can be like, yeah, I agree with that. So then you have,
and it's so much easier to access now.
The line between like the middle is growing further and further, because I'd say I'm a very, very middle of the ground kind of guy when it comes to political views. Yeah. But like I'll talk to someone about like, I'm like, this guy didn't do something like that, and this guy, it's like, you support something he did, and I was like, yeah, I agree with that one thing about him. And they're like, you can't, and I'm like, what?
People are like insanely, either they're insanely right or left, or they're insanely about. People are just insane about anything now.
And you can't agree. Weird. You can't like talk about your opinions because you have people that will literally just go insane on you, and you're like, I don't want to defend Donald Trump, but like if you say literally one good thing about him or you defend anything he does, people will go insane. Like
Yeah.
like I'll talk about how much it upsets me when people make fun of his kids and they're like, but they're Donald Trump's kids. I'm like, they didn't choose to be his kids.
Yeah.
What?
It's not his fault. He nutted a woman and
Oh
they
my
came
God.
out. Like,
Yeah, it's like, it's and like people just like think it's so like good to attack his family. I'm like, that's just his family.
Don Jr. I've heard is kind of an asshole. I don't. Pay
I mean, like
attention.
his like younger kids.
Oh, his younger kids? Yeah, like Barron.
Yeah, the kids who he's like 14.
Exactly. What is he doing? Like,
Yeah, and people still like they're like, ha, look at Donald Trump's kid. I'm like,
what has he done
he's
wrong?
just a kid.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
People like
weird.
coming at kids will always upset me.
And I think that it's crazy. I think maybe it was when the older population shifted to Facebook.
You know, maybe that did have something to do with it.
It seems now that like my parents, especially my mom, she was always quote unquote conservative, and my dad, he was, I don't know, he always felt a bit more leaning slightly left. He was more moderate, but now they're both like hardcore one side, and I think it was.
That's what my dad said too.
I think it was definitely when the shift to Facebook happened, because I mean, remember when we were on Facebook around like 2011, 2012? Mm-hmm. That I got my Facebook in 2011. That was one of my
Facebook sucks.
It really does. And
I hate Facebook.
I never posted on it. I played the games on it.
Dude, Farmville's lit. Can we do a Farmville playthrough?
For sure. But like I think that's when it really went down, is when the older generations, so probably around like 2013 is when the over 40 population shifted right to Facebook and was like, look at this thing. And that's when it became uncool to the kids. But and I think that's why, like, I don't know, it's so weird. I think that might have something to do with it. How does it feel, older generation, that the thing that you relied on so much just betrayed you? How does it feel to be betrayed by the Zuck overlord?
Have we ever, like, honestly, Mark Zuckerberg is probably, like, I think that's also why him talking in front of, like, Congress was, like, a big thing. Because he's, like, one of the, probably, like, the most powerful non-political person on the planet.
How so? Well, I mean, I guess because he doesn't put his. I mean, it's not like. Do you mean because people put so many of their opinions on Facebook?
Yeah, or just like he could probably like he could do something to Facebook or something, and he could break the law a lot if he wanted to, and probably would never get caught.
Yeah, probably.
Like he could be able to like. He has so much like information on people that people willingly give him, which is what this whole controversy is.
Yeah.
People willingly gave it all out. And he's got a lot of money, and he could probably do something like post something on Facebook that was like completely like incorrect, and people probably lose their minds.
Probably.
Like, if you just said something like really racist or something, you'd probably have people like agreeing with him and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he facilitates the largest, and he also don't they also own Instagram?
Yes.
Facebook, yeah. He facilitates the two largest social media platforms on the planet.
No, I think Snapchat's more popular than Instagram. Maybe not anymore.
But I mean,
I know it used to be.
Snapchat doesn't really feel as much as I mean, it's social media in the more social sense, but I mean, as far as like political and opinionated influence goes, I think Instagram reaches people more than Snapchat.
Yeah.
does.
Oh, I just talk to people on Snapchat. I don't really do anything else like that.
But basically, like the two most politically and like socially influential, I would say, are definitely Facebook and Snapchat or Instagram.
I would say Twitter.
Twitter is pretty big too. That's why I stepped away from Twitter.
I hate Twitter. I do not like Twitter.
It is the most toxic political
I can't stand it.
platform I have ever seen in my life. Other than Facebook, because Facebook is also really toxic. I think
Twitter is almost worse.
Because if you want news from the far right, you go to Facebook. If you want Twitter news from the far left, you go to Twitter. If you want moderate, if you want to pick and choose what you want to see, go to Instagram.
I just like memes on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Instagram's by far my favorite social media platform.
Yeah, same.
I use it so much better than everything else.
But like, I don't know, man. Because as much as I do lean left, I can't look at Twitter and see all the extreme. Because
people are crazy, dude.
As much as as much as I definitely identify as liberal, I guess, or leaning liberal, like my view would be. Everybody should calm the fuck down.
Oh, bro, everybody.
Everybody should love each other, because I don't understand why you don't realize that we are all human beings and our planet could explode at any time.
And there's literally like, people who like, there are people who be like, "Oh, you support Donald Trump. I can't even talk to you." I'm like, how does that just make that immediately makes them a bad person?
Yeah.
Just because of their political views.
My thing is like
people think like, "Oh, you like your guns. You're a murderer." And I'm like I'm not gonna talk about the Florida shooting that much, but
yeah.
one of the kids is like, he called like all the NRA child murderers, and I'm like, you can't just go saying stuff like that.
Yeah. Like even if that is your view and your opinion and you're entitled to that, like, come on, man.
You can't call them child murderers.
Yeah.
Because they just like being armed, which that's a gray area.
It's a gray because.
But I would still say you can't call them child murderers.
I get the need to feel safe, but if none of us have it, can't kill each other with it. I mean, as much as anybody can get guns illegal, and I'm like, really, anybody? Because I know so many plugs that can get me illegal guns right now.
I mean, like, I don't know. New topic.
Yeah. So basically, my point is, we were born at a time when the universe is relatively on its last legs. So
what?
Let's.
What?
The universe is old at this point, and we're closer to the universe ending than we are to the universe beginning.
I didn't know you were a universe expert, Logan. What is that? Where did this come from?
I want to be an astronomer.
Oh yeah, that is true.
But I mean, I believe, yeah. Technically, we're closer to the. I mean, it's not going to happen when we're alive or anything like that.
That'd be lit, wouldn't it?
I mean, it could. Shit, there's so many things we don't know about the universe.
Oh.
It could combust at any moment.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
But like, we live at a time when that is closer to us than ever, and we're spending all of that time fighting each other.
No, yeah. I mean, like, literally, we live in a time where.
Call from work. Hold on, we're gonna pause the episode real quick. I'm getting a call from my job.
Welcome back. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, never mind. I remember what I was gonna say.
They're probably gonna call me again soon, so so
we live in a time. After I say this, we'll end the episode. Okay. We're living in a time where you can communicate with just about anyone on the planet, and everyone is spending all this time arguing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like let's imagine if like we all just work together. This is sounding insane, but I would say I want our fan base and us as people I want us to be a positive source.
Yeah, really.
That's always what I want it to be. And well, we have the most knowledge, the most everything at our fingertips, more than we ever have before, and everyone's spending time arguing about all this nonsense.
Oh yeah, about things that don't even.
In the grand scheme, they do not matter.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this before. Could you imagine if all of the countries came together instead of being fighting or having tensions between each other? If we all like came together, all of our smartest like scientists and all that kind of stuff, all the information.
Well, I think a lot of the smart scientists they usually do talk to each other.
Yeah,
they don't really. They don't. A lot of like science things. They don't really mess with like military stuff and stuff like that.
I'm sure like in other countries like there's restrictions. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm sure like maybe in Russia there's probably scientists within that government that have so much knowledge, but the Russian government's like, or like the government of any of those countries, they're like, yeah, you can't share this with anybody.
Yeah, for real.
So I mean, I don't know, man. Things could be better, but they're
not.
But
as science increases, so will weapons, and
we are choosing to make things more difficult than they are.
Oh yeah, I'm sure like the cavemen, they didn't have this problem.
Probably not.
Anyway, I think we're gonna end the episode here.
Yeah, so
these are gonna be some weird episodes back to back, but
I think they were good episodes.
Oh yeah, we talked about Lil Tay. Now we're talking about two completely different spectrums of problem.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for
everyone.
watching. We love you.
We love you. We cherish you. Love each other. That is a good. Love each other.
Do that.
Tell your mom you love her.
Even if you don't love us and our podcast, love each other.
Bye.